All right guys, Dave here, and today we are actually in my house. So what we're working on today is some drywall that was poorly done by the previous homeowner. The tape lines on the drywall here are just super uneven. They just look really bad. So I'm gonna go through, I wanna paint this basement, make it look a little nicer. And to do that, I gotta do some sanding, figure out how bad this is, and then come back and remud over it. So what I'm gonna use today is Contour DSB. It's our vacuum sanding block. It's gonna make sure that when I'm sanding this, nothing's hitting the floor. It's gonna be nice and clean. I'm gonna be able to work on it for 30 minutes here, an hour there, and not have to clean up every single time I do it. So we're gonna get to sanding, show you guys how this works out, and kind of see what I'm working with here. All right, that easy to set up. Start sanding. So, quick tip, if you feel your block starting to stick to your workpiece, that's when you want to go ahead and adjust the regulators down here. We have the actual vacuum regulator, which as you can see here, the more you open it, the less vacuum you'll have. Close it up, the more vacuum you'll have. So when you're doing like 40 grit, 80 grit, 120, you can have this more closed, more vacuum. I'm doing 180 and start moving up from there, especially on drywall, and start opening that up a little bit. The other thing you can do is actually work over here to the flow valve regulator. So this is just going to decrease and increase the amount of suction that you're letting through the hose. So you can start adjusting it, a little less suction, a little less, and then there, you'd be closed all the way. So go ahead and mess with those settings a little bit. You'll start to figure out where it needs to be as you're continuing to work on your project. For me right now, I'm going to make sure that I have everything just a little bit closed. So I'm thinking now I should have brought the 80 grit. This guy did a pretty bad job. I hope he doesn't see this video. So I know we're gonna get comments saying, but they already have these things. I know, there's drywall systems out there that work great. The Contour DSB was designed for working with body filler, but we just wanted to show you some other options and other things you can do with it. All right, so I got a couple things to mention here. Number one is I have a ton of work left to do on this thing. You can see I sanded from about there to down there. I got the actual seam showing in most of the spots. Right here and right here, I have a little bit more work to do. I might actually go and grab a more coarse grit from the shop just because this is so thick with mud here. But all things considered, the DSB has 95% dust collection and I think it did its job. There's almost no dust on the floor. Anything on me is basically from touching the wall and touching my shirt or touching my pants. So honestly, all around, did what it's supposed to do. I can leave this, go work on some other projects, come back. I don't have to worry about my dog or my cat tracking this stuff through the house. So just a big win for me. And I got a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to it. All right, if you want to see the Contour DSB in use, check out our YouTube channel where we have a ton of videos showing how to use it, why to use it, and where to use it. But if you want more information on the product itself, click the link in the description and head over to eastwood.com.